What's up, guys? I'm making an impromptu YouTube video from my home right now because I got a very exciting package in the mail and I couldn't wait to make the announcement that, I don't know if you could see this, Speed DVD and manual is finally here. I know we've been talking about it, saying it's a week away, 2 weeks away, which seems like for the past couple months, but it is finally here. Over 110 edits on this book, but all well worth it. I'm super proud and excited to announce that it's here, and I wanted to just take a couple minutes to kind of go through the manual so you know exactly what's in it without giving away too much. But a lot of people have asked us what the manual is going to consist of, and there seems to be a misconception that we just kind of listed the exercises that we reviewed on the DVD and put it into the manual, where nothing can be further from the truth. This thing is a standalone product, and I truly feel is the best resource on the market for speed development for team sport athletes. So I wanted to go through it with you real quick so you know what you're getting. Actually, this is a special copy I have. It's a full color print inside. We will eventually have these available, but they were super expensive to print. When we ship them on Tuesday, January 15th, you will have the full color front and back, but it'll be black and white, the first batch inside. But again, super high quality, and I think you'll see that the information is second to none. So let me just go through some of the chapters. Stride frequency versus stride length. There's a 15-year ongoing study that we did in-house regarding stride frequency and stride length. We videotaped over 7,000 10 and or 40-yard sprints, and we saw who was the fastest, who was the slowest, and then how many steps each athlete took to complete 10 or 40 yards, and came up with our own conclusions on when you should or shouldn't train for stride length and stride frequency. And there's a lot of real world examples, and we reveal some of the data in here. It's I think you will find it very, very interesting. Next chapter is technical considerations of the sprint. Again, this is different than most speed training books out there in that we really cover the technical considerations for team sport athletes. So there is a difference, and we give our favorite coaching cues and how to keep things simple, but how to spot and certain flaws and make corrections. So it's a real, very informative chapter. We have some information in there from Charlie Francis, a couple cool quotes from Buddy Morris. Real cool chapter. Then we have a chapter on agility. Our take on agility is not just to run a bunch of cone drills or speed ladder drills. I think this is one of the first products, or the first product I've ever seen, where the agility section of the product isn't just a bunch of speed ladder or cone drills. Much more scientific approach, and a very unique approach that I think is going to shock a lot of people, but it makes a lot of sense and will immediately improve the training of your athletes. Then we go into the role of core strength as it relates to sprinting. This kind of dovetails off of our hardcore training system, but we relate it to sprinting and improving your athlete's speed. The next chapter is the longest chapter. Speed versus conditioning. There is a difference. Unfortunately, a lot of coaches out there don't seem to know the difference, but we reveal the difference and go over very, very in-depth chapter. We go over the difference between speed and conditioning. We go over the role of each of the three different energy systems and how they relate to improving an athlete's sprinting speed. We review aerobic capacity. Seems to be a controversial topic where improving an athlete's aerobic capacity, will that hinder their speed and their power, or can it actually be beneficial? And we have a ton of information on that. We go over tempo work, the tempo work that Charlie Francis made very popular for track athletes. We have our own take on it and 4 or 5 different examples of tempo sessions and when you should or shouldn't incorporate that into your training. We also cover a bunch of different sample speed progressions, really, really cool progressions, and unique in that I think most speed training products, they give you a bunch of cool drills and send you on your way, and I think that it's actually more detrimental than helpful, because if you don't progress properly and you just randomly throw a bunch of speed training drills at an athlete, eventually they're going to get hurt or they're just going to kind of level off. So we show you how to categorize and progress different exercises, and we have a bunch of different 12-week samples where we're not only progressing the exercises but the volume and the intensity. Very, very cool, informative chapter, which really starts tying all the information from the DVD together. The chapter ends where we go over some of the most popular football conditioning tests, and we dispel the myth that they actually do improve a football player's conditioning. We prove that they are very flawed and could actually be detrimental to a football player's speed. So we review the flaws with that and give you some better options. Then we had a chapter we added, special strength training for speed, where this was a late addition to the book, but we couldn't leave it out because it really does play such an important role in speed training. This chapter we review Verkhoshansky's principle of dynamic correspondence, and we show you how to satisfy more of the criteria of his principles in order to make general prep exercises in the weight room more functional for improving sprinting speed. And we have, I don't want to go show you too much of that, but we have a very cool progression of the basic hip thrust and how you can make it a little more functional for sprinting speed, how to progress with your athletes from general to specific, and very cool chapter on that. Then we go into some sample warm-ups. We give you actual warm-ups that we've used with our athletes. We have 2 different samples of our actual warm-ups. Then this is an awesome chapter, speed training workouts. These workouts are from the training logs of our high school, college, and professional athletes. We have 4 different acceleration workouts. We map out for you 2 different top speed workouts and a contrast training, a workout incorporating strength training with sprints. We go into a lot of detail on how to perform it properly and some of the results we've been getting. And a lot of the science will dispute what we've come up with, but we have a lot of science of our own to back up the claims and real world results of what we're getting with that type of training. Then we have speed training integration, another awesome chapter where this is where we really start applying the information. We have a bunch of different templates from my West Side for Skinny Bastards program. We show you how to incorporate speed within that program, the high-low approach that a lot of people are familiar with and works extremely well. We show you a 3, 4, 5, and 6-day training week, how to incorporate speed into a high-low approach. Then we go into the speed. The exercise index is basically the transcript of the DVD. So you're going to watch the DVD, you're going to love it. We have over 60 tried and true drills. These are drills that are very practical but have been proven to make our athletes faster. You watch the DVD once or twice, we still don't remember, think you should remember everything or expect you to remember everything. So you carry this book along with you. We have every single drill that's in the DVD is listed, and the whys and the hows to do it are all written out for you. So you could keep this in your gym bag and use it as a reference literally for the rest of your life. After the exercise index, we go into the bonus chapter, which is the 40-yard dash 7-step approach. Since I released my original VHS tape, the football combine test, mastering the football combine tests, since Miles Austin, actually, we made a change in the way his stance, his 40-yard dash stance, and it worked so well. I tweaked the way that I teach the 40-yard dash stance to my athletes since then, and we've gotten some incredible results that we review here and go over with you. But I never really gave that information away with the exact setup for the 40-yard dash. So we have some quick pictures of exactly how to set your feet up step by step. That's the bonus chapter. And then we have a frequently asked questions. We have questions regarding guidelines for full recovery. What constitutes full recovery? Should hockey players sprint? A track coach actually disputed the way that we teach acceleration in the DVD and in this manual, and we have an answer that could be an article or a whole book in and of itself, but we have an answer and we back up our claims again. Static stretching for speed, can it be beneficial or will it hinder your speed? Preventing hamstring pulls, we reveal our top 5 methods for drastically reducing your incidence of hamstring pulls with your athletes. Improving your 60-yard dash for a baseball showcase, we have a cool little little tip for improving your the start for your baseball 60-yard dash. We talk about dorsiflexion. A lot of people place a huge emphasis on it. We don't in the DVD, but it's explained why in the manual. It's very interesting. It might be a little controversial, but it's our take on it, and it has worked for us. Talk about, again, integrating this speed training manual into my Westside for Skinny Bastards program. We got a lot of questions about that, so we answered a question on that. And then the final 2 questions are best predictors of sprinting speed without running. So we compiled data, again, from the past 15 years, and we took our fastest athletes and saw what other, I don't want to give too much away, but what kind of helps us now predict how fast an athlete can be. There's 4 major things that we could watch an athlete do and then have a pretty good idea of how fast they're going to run. And then finally, we have more information on contrast training guidelines, some rules and regulations that we follow to help get even more bang for your buck when incorporating this powerful training method into your program. Then we list all the references. We have 21 references. If you want to dig deeper into what we're explaining, you could research all these guys. It's the best in the world. We've gotten our information from, and then you got, you could frame this good-looking guy right there, and then you got these 2 studs. Very, very nice for framing. But and then finally, we did a glossary at the end where all the key terms that are in this book. So you could just use it as a quick reference. If you think of something, you check it, and you could go right to the page. So there it is. Very proud of this thing. Speed manual. It is about 125 pages of first-class information. It's been a labor of love. 7 months in the making, hundreds of hours, 110 edits on this thing. And I'm not exaggerating. That's a real number. So we really do feel that we have changed the game with this, and it's something that our industry needed. The truth about improving team speed. Tuesday, January 15th. Check my website. Check it out. Probably the link underneath this video. But check this product out, man. I'm super proud of it. Myself, Smitty, and Mike Wadango, we can't wait to hear your thoughts too. So get ready to get fast.